Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Ark Survival Ascended. And today I'm going to be running a very short cave over in the Chalk Hills. As you can see, I got myself a wyvern. It's got some pretty good stats. I mean, we got 37 in health, 40 in stamina, 41 in melee damage, and 49 in weight, which is absolutely insane. I mean, that's almost a fourth of a 190's points put into a singular stat, so that's incredibly good. But anyway, I just want to quickly run this cave. I've spent most of my time that I could have been recording and making this video, going ahead and getting this wyvern. I decided I wanted to get it before I record the video just so I could get any XP for it, but I then didn't really have any time left, so we're going to quickly run this cave that's over here. It's only got one artifact as far as I know. There might be one that I don't know of in it, but as far as I can tell, there's only one. That being said, it's still a pretty good cave to run. It does have some cave level spiders, scorpions, boas, and arthros, but your typical cave stuff. But it has a very good amount of loot, and it has a ton of polymer plants that are very helpful. Now, it took me a while to actually find this cave because it's hidden really well, but it's right down here actually, right next to this green drop. So, I can just break really quick. Here are the coordinates over here on the map, and I can quickly zoom in. There's what you look like on the map, and zoom out. There's just a natural land bridge and some lakes around here. I believe there's a small pond right up there, if I remember correctly. But anyway, I just want to quickly run through this cave to get the artifact in it, and just go ahead and see if there's any loot. Oh, I don't have my gun out, that's why. I'm going to run it with my Mega Raptor simply because I think it's the only thing I have that can fit in here. So I'm just gonna quickly run through here. As you can see, bunch of just standard cave stuff. Nothing too crazy, but they are cave levels, so do be a bit careful. I would not recommend coming in here on foot. But it's not too difficult. Nothing too hard to make your way through. I did come in here before. I wasn't able to find the artifact, and I ended up having to go into single player to make sure that this was actually a cave that had an artifact in it. So that's why I know so much about it. I've already actually been here. Whoops. As much as I'd like to admit that, as much as I'd like to say that I can just go ahead and figure everything out about maps incredibly quickly, I really can't. I don't have the patience to just explore around the map for hours and try and find things, so I decided to just hop over into my single player where I can just fly around, and ended up figuring out how you get to the artifact chamber. And honestly, I don't know if I ever would have figured it out on my own without cheating. But anyway, as you can see, there's a bunch of red drops in this cave. They seem to respawn really quickly, which is really nice. So I would definitely recommend this as a place to stop by on your loot. And all of these little purple plants you can take a sickle to, and I'm assuming that you can also take bears, and you can get a ton of polymer. I remember that on Aberration, dire bears were, I think, the best harvester for polymer, but yeah, tons of polymer you can get, and there's tons of bushes like that around here. I don't really need any of that, so I'm just going to drop it. I don't want to take too much, though, because Mega Raptor can't really hold that much, and polymer is kind of heavy, so I'll definitely come back here when I need some more. I need to get some, though, because my fabricated sniper's about to break, so I'll have to go ahead and do that. I did end up losing my Rhino today while trying to go for some wyvern eggs. I ended up flying my Rhino in to drop off the ice elemental we tamed up last episode to go ahead and kill some of them. Unfortunately, some fire wyverns found me first before I could find a suitable location to kill them, and ended up burning my Rhino, so it was worth it, though, because that's when I got the egg with the ridiculous weight stat, as well as the female that I needed to finally bring myself to breed up the wyvern. So I'll have to go and get another one eventually, but yeah. Rest in peace, Rhino number 2, you will be missed. Unfortunately, I've now lost both of them, which isn't exactly great. I do want to get another one, though, because their weight stat is just amazing. Edmontonia, I already have a pre-built saddle. I might take that. Yeah, I think I'll take that blueprint, just in case. I do want to team in Edmontonia soon, but I have to actually find one. I do want to upgrade to a riot shield, though, so I can actually see while using my shield. It's really annoying not being able to see through it. But yeah, so we're just gonna quickly run through this cave. I'll go through all the loot spots as well as the small little Easter egg that's in this cave that I'll go through. But gotta quickly deal with all these Arthros. It's crazy that most of the damage I end up taking while going through this cave comes from the Arthros doing recoil damage and not things actually damaging me. But I guess that's what happens when you deal with Arthros. They're awful. Unfortunately, I can't just pull out a ranged weapon to kill them really fast. But it's okay, because we're going to need to switch over to something else. I would honestly recommend a berry for this cave, because in order to get to the artifact chamber, you're going to have to go underwater, which I kind of thought about needing to go underwater, but after having spent a while through here, it's a very long tunnel underwater, one that I'm surprised I ended up finding, and I only did because I was able to fly around there without having to worry about my oxygen. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend something like a berry. I have my Deinosuchus on me, and I think it should be able to fit in there, but just in case, I would recommend a berry. Berries are just really good caving creatures altogether. I honestly think they are one of the best in the game, simply because they're powerful, but they're small, they're semi-aquatic, and a lot of caves do have some areas where you have to go in the water. And honestly, most importantly, but not really recognized that often, they harvest the corpses of what they kill the minute that they kill it, which prevents things from being able to heal off of each other. But this is the Easter egg room, and it also has a loot crate. And it has this wonderful statue of a dog and a Paleotyrannosaurus. Now, for those who don't know, this is a memorial to the main creator behind PaleoArc's dog, who unfortunately passed away earlier this year. And honestly, I think that this is just a really nice thing for them to add into the game. Valguero already had a memorial area on the map back on Survival Evolved, and from what I understand, there is a wall somewhere on the map. It might even be in here, where you can have a setting on your server to put in names to put on the wall. But they decided to include this statue of the dog and a Tyrannosaurus, which I think is just the nicest thing ever. I've lost a dog myself, so I know that it's a very, very difficult thing to go through, so I think that them adding this as a little Easter egg into the game was really, really thoughtful. So I just wanted to go ahead and show that off. It's a really nice thing, and I'm sure that they appreciate it. But anyway, let's go and actually get the artifact. Do want to check over here again, see if this crate respawned, because it did the last time. No, it's not. But yeah, 3 red crates, and sometimes they will respawn faster, so you can get a lot of loot out of this cave with very little effort, so honestly, I would recommend coming through here if you have a way to handle all of the, bugs that you're gonna have to deal with. I don't know if you could fit a Megatherium in here, but it would definitely be able to clear the area very fast. But I'm going to quickly pull out my Deinosuchus, if I have enough room. There we go. I'm pretty sure she should be able to fit, but just in case, I have scuba flippers that I can take if things don't go right. Now, there are a bunch of piranhas, and I've even seen some sarcas in here, so I would recommend being careful when you dive in, but it's nothing too dangerous. Just need to find where the small little ravine is that you have to swim through. Here we go. Okay, just head through here, and eventually there will be a tunnel. It's pretty hard to see down here. But there's a small tunnel you can end up going through. I think we should be in it right now. Yeah. And eventually, it will lead you to a large room. Actually, you wouldn't even need scuba if you have a Deinosuchus. Maybe not. Maybe even if you had a berry. With all these piranhas real quick. And then you end up in this artifact room. Just wait for the... There we go. And this right here, this Megalania, is actually how I found this cave in the first place. I ended up tracking the Megalania and then looked around the area where it was for a cave entrance and ended up finding it, so... Yeah. That's a good tip if you're trying to locate caves and cave entrances. Search for creatures that spawn in caves on the gene scanner if you have access to it. And that can be a pretty decent way, honestly, to help you find the cave that you're looking for. But yeah, that is Artifact of the Skylord. This used to be in the Fire Wyvern Cave, and honestly, I don't know why they changed it, but it's in here now. So, just gonna quickly grab it. Here we go. Yep, I thought there was an Arabella. Just quickly kill it, see if I can get some bow venom. I'm gonna need a bunch of that for the Grendel fight, I'm sure. I just want to quickly check to make sure that there isn't another tunnel that leads somewhere. Also, I do believe that a loot crate can spawn in here. Did I actually loot the loot crate in here? I can't remember. My memory's not doing so good right now, I guess. Oh, there it is again. If I did, and if I didn't, here it is. There is a loot crate in here. So, anyway, I guess I'll just take the bullets. I have so many long neck bullets. I've been getting a bunch of dragon hordes, and I guess it respawned again. And a lot of them have been giving me long neck bullets, so... Oh. I'll take that for the, tinkering desk. I actually want to check to see if I can take the blueprint for a Mega Raptor saddle, just the basic primitive one that you get, and see if I can put that into a tinkering desk. I know you can pull blueprints for things you craft in your inventory, like structures, onto your hotbar to craft them more easily, I guess. That's not the right way to phrase that, I'm sure, but whatever. But you can technically pull them onto your hotbar, so I don't know if that makes them, like, actual blueprints that you can move around. But, I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to put it into a tinkering desk and I can upgrade it. Just need to find the exit. I don't know how I end up losing it, but... let's see. Down here? Nope. But anyway, yeah, I want to go ahead and see if I can do that. I guess I can test that out. I should probably put my scuba on. I thought that I could see the, I think I'm on the wrong side. Yeah, it's over here. There we go. Alright. I was just being a little bit dumb. Anyway, but yeah. So, I want to go check that out. And I want to go ahead and get some polymer while I'm still here quickly. It's definitely quicker one today, but I really didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this. I was too busy working on my wyverns, and I suddenly lost track of time and realized that I needed to get the recording done, so ran out of time, and I guess we'll just have to settle for this. I'll probably go through the Broodmother Cave next episode. I want to get through that pretty soon. I think that that's something that I need to get done. How much do we have? Is that enough? Oh no, I need more. But I don't know if I'm going to kill the Broodmother again. That just takes a lot of time, and honestly, I don't get anything out of it. I can probably just sneak right by her and go through the cave perfectly fine, but yeah, we'll see. I also want to go ahead and try and get an Edmontonia soon. I really would like the ability to just harvest spark powder. That'd be really nice. Unfortunately, there's not the solos on this map, and flint is, in my opinion, one of the most annoying resources to harvest, so having a creature that just farms spark powder itself is really convenient. Honestly, I'm just gonna hop off and kill these things with my shotgun. There we go. Honestly, it wasn't worth potentially losing my Mega Raptor to the recoil damage. I should probably take my scuba tank off. We there yet? Okay, yeah, we're good. I'll just hop back on, and we're pretty encumbered. And with how damaged I am, it might be best to swap to something else. I don't really have anything else that can fit in here, though. What's that? There's spiders in there. Let's able to pass it. I'm curious to see what they're going to do for the spider TLC. Definitely wasn't my first vote, but I will admit that it really does need one. I mean, I really don't know if anyone tames spiders. I mean, I don't know if anyone really ever tamed spiders, but definitely nowadays I don't think people really tame it that often. I'm pretty sure I've only ever tamed one, simply so I could get the Master Zoologist achievement back on Evolved, which, I mean, that was only taming, like, one, as opposed to taming multiple, which I did with most creatures. I'll just... Come here. Don't need you fighting everything. Put my actual armor on, just in case. I think we're okay. There, I'll just have him land. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with it. Honestly, I kind of feel that the spider already has its purpose, just to simply be a creature that lives in caves. It's just part of the Ark ecosystem, but at the same time, it would be nice if every creature did have, I guess, a more important, or I guess, I don't know, a more impressive role to play. But I mean, this game without just the random creatures that you never really pay attention to, I mean, it wouldn't exactly be the same. I mean, this game without Titanminer and Meganura, I mean, they're not great, and no one really likes them that much, but they fill an essential role of just having some pests in the game. Not like Pegos, where they just exist to solely steal your stuff. They just exist to be a little bit of a nuisance that you simply pull out your melee weapon and squash them, and even harvest some chitin. And I feel that spiders were kind of in a very similar scenario. They just existed just to be something in a cave, to be just a random mob you have to go ahead and fight. But at the same time, I guess it'd be interesting to have them be actually useful. Though, that being said, I would be scared as to how some of the caves would go up in difficulty if the spiders got improved, so very curious to see what they're going to do there. But I'll go ahead and just drop everything off here. I guess I already had a bunch of polymer. Massive paste. Oh well, I'll deal with that later. Let's go ahead and drop off this artifact in the artifact room. I'm not sure where I want to put it, actually. Let's see. Actually, you know what? I have an idea. I'm gonna organize these a little bit better. Let's go. I'll put Brute over there, and I'll put Skylord here in the middle. I think that's a nice blend of the red and orange. I can keep the colors similarly, so I can have the blues, purples, and greens over here. Yeah, we got 5 down, 5 to go, so halfway there. I'll have to go ahead and figure out where the rest of them are. I believe the Broodmother Cave has 2 of them, and I don't know where the other 3 would be, so I'll have to go ahead and investigate that more. I might have to eventually just look it up. I don't really want to, but I might have to just to save me a bunch of time. I'm needing to work on my Elder Claw mutations more. About halfway done with those. I think I'm at 10, 10, or 11, 11. I go to 20, 20 mutations on each stack, so 10, 10's halfway there. So they're looking to be incredibly strong due to the base stats that we had at the start, which I think I still have those in here, right? There we go. Yeah, so we're looking at 94 in health and 91 in melee damage. So these things are going to be incredibly powerful. I haven't really been keeping an eye on their stats as I've been mutating them. I like to see them when I finally combine everything together and I take a look at stats to see just how much of a difference it is. But seeing just how high those numbers are going to be, I'm hoping that these things are going to be more than capable of taking out Grendel, but I've also heard they're not very good at it, so we'll see how that goes. If not, I have some backup options. I got some Gigas, and I need to breed them up, but I'm also kind of waiting to see if I can get some better stats, and I need to clear all these Fire Wyverns. I don't even know why these guys are still mating, but, just see. Now, I'll probably try and see if I can get a backup one, just in case. But, yeah, quicker episode today. Again, I ended up wasting just too much time, and honestly, I need to get that cave done anyway, so I guess this is a better opportunity to just get a quick and easy one out of the way now instead of having to figure out when to slot it in later, so yeah. Quicker one, but it's okay, so thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, farewell.